Good evening. I am Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And I am coming live to you tonight, which is Tuesday, August 18th. I know. I can't believe it either, that it's August 18th, 2026. So it is 8 o'clock p.m. here in Iowa. It's 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, and 7 o'clock Mountain. So like I said, I come live almost every Tuesday night. The last couple of months it's been, I haven't been on every Tuesday night because I've been going to the fair or I've been entertaining family. So when I can, which is most of the time, I love to come on Facebook and then upload it to YouTube because I enjoy demonstrating papers, inks, and stamps. So tonight, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the Simply Leaves bundle, which is a stamp set and a very nice punch. So I think you're going to like the projects that I've created. I'm kind of excited to show them with you. I'm not ready for fall to be here yet. Good evening, Peggy. I hope you are doing fine. You've been busy with your archery, haven't you? So it sounds like, I've enjoyed the pictures that you've been posting, Peggy. Keep on posting those pictures. So I am going to just go over here and refresh my iPad just to make sure that I have the positioning right. And it looks like I do. So that's excellent. So I am going to go ahead and flip my camera around so that you can see my work surface. And then you can also see, the cards that I've been doing. And you can also watch my demonstration as I show you them. Trying to figure out what this is right here on my screen. Oh, okay. It's part of the Akron stand. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I bet I need to. Pardon me for a minute. I hope you're not getting nauseated. I must have my camera in a little bit differently. Hi, Peggy. Nice having you tonight with us here. It looks like what you're seeing is a little bit of this part right here. And I'm not sure why that is. I'm going to go ahead and try and hold that up just a little bit more. I must have my phone not too far in. And I don't want to mess with it too much because I don't want to, ruin my view. So we'll go ahead and get started. And yeah, Peggy, thank you. I do enjoy those pictures. So tonight, what we are going to be doing is going to be a combination of several things. And those of you that follow me, Peggy, are you creating along with me tonight? Do you have your Casing Tuesday 578 materials ready to go? If so, the Casing Tuesday is taken from a card sample that is on page 17 of the May through August catalog. This has been just a really, really swell catalog. This will be retiring at the end of August. However, the stamp set and the dies that they have used for Casing 578 is a year-long product availability that they are trying something new. And it is called the Bloom Boutique. So I only purchased the dies out of this for right now. I love the scallop edges and things. So we'll be using the scallop edges tonight to do the Casing Tuesday 578. So what I've done is this is the scalloped bloom dies, okay? You always can tell by down here that there's 14 dies in here. So what I've done is I've taken number 4 and let me just check here. Excuse me. I've taken number 2, which is this bigger die right here, number 2 and number 4 to create our card tonight. So this would have been the card number, or the die number 4 that we're using. And the paper that I am using tonight is from our product of the month, which is called the Glow of Harvest 12 by 12. And it is a 12 by 12 sheets of paper, and they're on glimmer paper. So the whole thing is got a shine to it. I don't know if I can show that on the camera or not, but it is one-sided. So it feels a little thicker than normal DSP, but it's not as thick as the cardstock. So this month, with a $75 order, you can purchase this paper. And there are also some other designs. I will briefly pull them out here if I can. There is a total of 12 sheets. So there's 2 of this sheet right here. Let's just go ahead and take them all out. There's 2 pieces of this DSP that we're using tonight, along with 2 sheets of this acorn and leaves. Then there is some, I don't know, I call them they're not really dandelions, but they're stems of flowers, maybe thistles. The colors are absolutely beautiful. I guess this is the paper we're using tonight. And then also the pumpkins. Aren't they beautiful? And it looks like they are directional, so I have them upside down. So the pumpkin, there's 2 of the pumpkin. And then these are, at first when I glanced at these, I thought they were cardinals, but they're not. They're seeds on a green bush. So that is the product of the month that we're going to be using tonight, and you can purchase that for $5 with a $75 order. And it is single-sided, but it is quite nice. It's got a really nice shimmer to it. Good, Peggy. I'm glad that you're getting your stuff together to create along with me. And then the stamp set that we're using tonight is the Simply Leaves. And talk about beautiful. I especially like the fonts on this. A little something to say hello. Thinking of you often. Thanks. I'm grateful for your kindness. So a couple of those could be used on the outside, and then the inside you could use the I'm grateful for your kindness. So there are 11 stamp sets, 11 stamps that come in this Simply Leaves. And then, of course, it coordinates with this beautiful punch, which is a single leaf. So I have already stamped all of the stamps. I like to practice stamping them. I think it conditions the stamp, and I did do these in Cajun Craze. So as you can see, there are, you know, 3 different styles. Well, actually 4 different styles. Look at these plaid ones. I should have used that one. I totally forgot about that. And then you can stamp the inside of these too. So, so what I did when I was just kind of practicing for my video tonight, I went ahead and stamped the colors in the paper. The product of the month paper is Cajun Craze, Pecan Pie, Mossy Meadow, and Early Espresso. So what I wanted to do, just kind of experimenting, was, you and I both know that the leaves are all different colors, aren't they? Right now, they're, you know, they're mostly green. They're starting to turn a little bit around the edges. So they used to be like a, you know, mossy meadow green, or even a, let's see, what's the color? I can't think of what I want. It's old olive, okay? And as they turn, then they will become all of these different colors. So that's why I thought it would be fun to do Cajun Craze. This is 1st generation. This is 2nd generation. But look at that 3rd generation. Isn't that pretty? And then when I stamped the, you know, the veins or whatever, the little dots, I did those the same way, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd generation. And then here's the pecan pie. That's the 1st generation, and that's the 2nd generation. And then here's the mossy meadow, 1st generation and 2nd generation. Now, when I'm saying 1st, 2nd, and 3rd generation, that means that when I am stamping, for example, the main leaf, what I'm actually doing is I am taking the, like, for example, the Early Espresso, and the 1st generation would be the first time you stamp, okay? The 2nd time you stamp is 2nd generation, and then the 3rd time you stamp is a 3rd generation. So you can see right from there, you can get many tones of the Early Espresso and many other colors that that you may choose to use. And I think that's kind of exciting. And then, like I said, I did do the veins, which is this little dotted thing here. I pretty much stuck with the same color most of the time. Maybe I combined, like maybe you can do a Cajun Craze on this, because if you look at a leaf, it is the vein of the leaf is actually what is turning first. If you look carefully at it, from what I can okay, so 1st generation, 2nd generation, and 3rd generation. Now, the reason I recommend doing that also the same way, staying in the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd, because I feel if you did 1st generation on the 3rd generation, they would be very outstanding. Now, you can do it if you want. You know, nobody's saying you can't do it. But that's how, for purposes of my demonstration tonight, that's what I have done on the cards that I've made. So I went ahead and I did punch out some leaves. And I'll go ahead and punch them out here live. I've got some already punched out. But a trick to this is just to kind of like gently push down on your thing, and you can still move it, and then you pretty much get a nice outline. Now this one, you can do the same thing. So like you can I've kind of pushed on this just a little bit, and so you can still move it just a hair or two, and then you can get a pretty even white border around the outside of your leaf. Isn't that fun? And if you wanted to, you could buy just the punch and not buy the stamp set. I usually have better luck, or I want to, after I use the punch, I wish I would have used or purchased the stamp set. So I would recommend you buying the Simply Leaves bundle. It's $45, comes with a stamp set and the punch. The punch alone is $25. So you save 10% when you do buy them together. So let's go ahead and tuck this in the folder that it came in, and then I tuck this little thing inside here, the little flapper thing. And then when I'm done using the stamp set tonight, I can either put it inside of here, or I can put it on the, well, I can't put it on the back side because I've covered it up. But anyway, that's how I do that. And then to make sure I have all of my stamp sets, I have stamped off on just a basic white card. And then that way I'll know which ones are outstanding. Like right now, this one's missing, and these 3 sentiments. So that's just some tips that I would give you. Are there any questions so far? Okay, Peggy, you're almost ready. So let's go ahead and get started with this bundle tonight, which is the Simply Leaves bundle. I do want to just let you know of some specials before we get started here. We have some of our designer series paper. It could be cardstock, it could be DSP, or it could be the two-tone cardstock. We have some of it that is on sale. It's 15% off, and that'll be through the end of August. So that is a perfect time to stock up on paper if you're wanting to get some paper for the holidays, or perhaps maybe you're doing the hot foiling system. That this would be a great time to stock up on the two-tone cardstock, which is the light and the dark. One side is dark and the other side is light. And to make that even sweeter, there is for 3 days, August 19th, 20th, and 21st. Today's the 18th now. Starting tomorrow and for 3 days, you can get double rewards for anything that you purchase. Now, what does double rewards means? It means that anytime you purchase over $20, you get 10% of your product order put into a rewards bank for your next purchase. Well, that would be like if you purchased $100, you would get $10 put into your rewards bank. Well, for the next 3 days, you get double. So for that same $100, you would get $20 put into your rewards. So that's pretty sweet. And so you could take advantage of the double rewards, and you could also take advantage of the 15% off of some of the papers. Also, right now, I want to share with you, there is a pre-order going on for the September through December catalog. And in order to do a pre-order, you do need to be a demonstrator. So right now, if you would like to, get the pre-order in place, get it before maybe things get picked over, I am always welcoming new demonstrators to my team. So when you join my team, we get to pre-order products from the new catalog. And so we usually get anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 weeks that we can order in advance. So I did want to tell you about that. So let's go ahead and I have used the colors in the product of the month paper are Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Golden Glow, and Pecan Pie. So I am going to be using Pecan Pie right now for the card that we're doing. And we are going to be using Golden Glow for our card, our first card. So let's go ahead and open up the new magnetic pads, and you go something like this. And we are going to prepare. These are the 2 scallops. Remember, I used scallop number 2 and scallop number 4. We are going to be putting that on the front of this card. So I'm thinking it's a little plain, the background. So I am just going to, first generation, just put some leaves on the card just to fill up the space. Now, that first one, as you can see, didn't stamp the best, but that's okay, because what we're doing is we're just creating a little bit of an interesting background for our card base. So, and when you do that, you do want to turn your stamp around so that it doesn't look, fixed. You want to have it be interesting. So then, just to add some more interest, I'm going to go ahead and just stamp a little bit of the leaves in the spaces that are left. And I'm even going to kind of go over some of them. I'm not going to line them up. I'm just going to add it, just every which way. So that's kind of fun. So what I did was I did the Golden Glow right on the Golden Glow cardstock. So let's go ahead and close this up for right now. I got some more stamping to do, so I'm trying to decide. I'm going to go ahead and do the other stamping. So our sentiment on this card is going to be 4 inches by 3/8 inch, and then we need another little piece of sentiment that is going to be 3 3/4 inches by 3/4 inch. So let's go ahead, and I normally like to use the same color ink as the card base. So in this case, I'm going to use the Golden Glow because our card base is Golden Glow. So let's go ahead and, if I get everything straight here, let's go ahead and stamp this. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I do have 2 sentiments on the same black. So just to save a black. Okay, now we need to flag that. And I am taking a punch that I'm not sure if we can still get this or not, but I know many of us have this punch, and this makes a really nice, accurate banner punch. So there is that. Okay, so we've done the sentiment, and we have done, now we'll be doing the inside of our card, and I'm trying to decide here what I want to do. So oftentimes I like to continue the party from the outside of the card to the inside. So let's go ahead and, another thing that I've learned, and I think I've shared this before, is when you stamp this, kind of twist it into the ink, and then it will get better coverage. So I did first generation and I did second generation. And then just to add some interest, I'm going to grab my Cajun craze. Hi Dale, how are you tonight? Thank you for joining. I'm going to add a little bit of Cajun craze, but as you and I both know, it's kind of a dark color, isn't it? So I am going to stamp that off just a little bit, and then I am going to just kind of do second generation there on that one. Remember now I did first generation there, second generation with the Cajun craze. I really like this vine thing here, and I am going to remember I told you that the vine is usually the vein of the leaves usually turns first. So what I've done is I put Cajun craze on top of the golden glow. And then over here, I'm going to leave that, and to add some interest, I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm just going to go like that, okay? So normally when you do stamping, you want to do it in sets of 3, don't you? So we've got 1, 2, 3, and we'll count that as 3. Could be 4, but we'll count it as 3, okay? So then on the front of the card, we're going to say, thinking of you often, and on the inside, we're going to say, I am grateful for your kindness. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this into the golden glow, and I twisted it just a little bit, and then down towards the bottom, I am choosing to stamp that. Now, you can do it in the center, you can do it wherever you want, okay? So, so that will be the inside of our card. I'm going to go ahead and close this for right now, because I think we're done with it. You always store it so that the ink pad is on the top of your ink container. So, hi, Susie. How are you doing? Hope everything is going well with your kiddos. Back to school starts, doesn't it, Susie? So let's go ahead and start assembling this card. I am going to go ahead and pull out my silicone mat. I have been using the piercing mat, but when it comes to adhering the adhesive, I find it's better to do it on the silicone mat. So let's go ahead and place that down on our card here. And then the next scallop, we are going to put that up on dimensionals just to give it some dimension. So we will be putting, I'm going to put 4 on because we don't want it to be saggy and we don't want our card to fall apart. So we will put 4 on there, and then I will take the backings off of the dimensionals. Okay, so then whenever you do this, you do need to make sure that there is not a direction to your paper. And obviously, there's not a direction here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of break down these paper fibers. I don't think I did that on my other card samples, but let's try something different. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this, just to kind of give it some texture. These are the scallop dies that we cut out of the product of the month paper, which was called the glow of harvest. So isn't that pretty? It just gives it some character, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, I was wanting to always check to make sure that your card's going to open up right. I was pretty sure it was going to be okay, but you never know. So the next step will be to put our embellishment on the card. And how we're going to do that is I'm just going to run a little adhesive on the top of the card, excuse me, and then I am just going to lay it on the strip of Golden Glow that is in our card sketch 578. So now comes the dilemma, where to put this at. I'm going to put it, you could put it down at the bottom. I'm going to put it just right smack dab in the center of the card. And just to make sure that it's going to stick well, I'm just going to take adhesive and apply it to the top there. Is that straight? Looks like it's going a little crooked, but maybe it's just me. Okay, so then what we need to do is we need to add some leaves. Now, it's totally personal choice what color leaves you want to do. If you want to add the green leaves, I'm kind of like wanting summer to last a little longer. So I am going to add a green leaf, and then I'm going to add maybe, I'm going to add this Cajun Craze leaf right here, okay? So to get these, when you do this, you want everything to be flat. So here's a trick that I'm going to do. I'm going to put the dimensionals right on the card. Does that make sense? So that I know it's going to be flat, because obviously this layer is up on dimensionals, and then this one will be also. So we do that. I need to grab my bone folder here, and what I wanted to do was kind of, break the fibers on the leaves too, because if you look at a leaf, it's not flat, is it? So we'll go ahead and kind of ruffle these up too. Make some creases in them. Make them, kind of come to life with what you are creating. The best way to do it is to take your bone folder and go like this and break down the fibers. So it just gives it a lot more texture. I love doing that. So it's always fun to, make them lifelike. So, okay, so we have 2 leaves on there. There's lots of shimmer on this card already, but I am going to take my Golden Glow shimmer brush, which is like glitter, and I am just going to paint some lines on the leaves, something like this, just to give it some sparkle. And you can do like every other one. You don't want to totally have it covered up, but also watch this. You can splatter your shimmer brushes by taking something and knocking against the cardstock. I apologize if that's loud. And then to get it to match, we need to do our inside card too. Now, when you do splatter, you can see, it gets wet, and you do need to let those dry just a little bit, not very long. I need some more splatters on this one. So splatter just gives it personality. So this is the shimmer brush. Let's go ahead and just do some shimmer on this golden glow, and then we'll do a little bit on the Cajun Craze too. You can do whatever you want to do. This is a shimmer brush, and it's the Golden Glow. To get it to come down, you do push this little bubble right here, but as you can see, there's plenty of color in there. So, okay, so I think what we need to do now is we are going to we're going to take some twine and tie a bow on the card. Now, the bow can be any size. And then you will take a glue dot and kind of roll the glue dot up like a Tootsie Roll. Well, like, you know, just put it on your finger and then put it on the knot part of your bow. And that's pretty much guaranteed not to come untied. And then you're going to want to kind of tuck the glue dot around the knot so that it does not show, you know, and it doesn't stick to your envelope. And then sometimes you have to kind of play with it to make the ribbons lay nice, which you can see that one's curling some, but that's okay. And then what I like to do to add texture to it is I like to take your pick tool and I like to unravel the ends of the twine so it looks something like that. There, okay. So that is the outside of our card. It has lots of shimmer. Oh, I got to put some embellishment on it, don't I? So let's go ahead. We're using the mosaic adhesive back dots tonight. Let's go ahead and pull those out. There's clear and they've got some little bit of brown in them. And I don't know why it's not wanting to come out. There. So when you do embellishments, you want to do about 3 of them on your card. And I'm trying to choose the ones that have a little bit of brown in them, just to give our card some texture. And I've got a little bit, there's putty that is on the end of this take your pick tool, and that's what allows the putty sticks to the little gem then, and it makes it easier to pull it off of the paper onto the card. So there is the front of our card. Let's go ahead and we will adhere the inside into our card now. Sometimes this doesn't want to advance, so just take your thumb and just kind of let it know who the boss is, that it needs to be working. And I'm going to try something a little different right now. I'm going to put this down towards the bottom, but I have several leaves over here. And you know how I like to take the party from the inside to the out, you know, from the outside to the inside. I'm wondering how this little leaf would look in here. Let's go ahead and just trim it in half, because we can use it on another card if I like the looks of this. And then we're going to take some liquid glue here, and we're just going to apply a little bit of that. It doesn't take a lot of liquid glue. It just takes a little bit of glue. And then we're going to go ahead and just gently push it underneath of here, kind of angle it out something like that. Just a little peekaboo. I don't know if I like it or not, but you know what? We are giving it a chance. So that is the card there. That thinking of you often, I'm grateful for your kindness. So let's go ahead and do an envelope that will have a matching, you know, flap on it. So take your liquid glue. There again, it doesn't take a lot. So go ahead and put that on your envelope. And it works best if you have a dark surface so that you can see where your paper needs to be. So then this glue, it adheres right away. You can move it a little bit if you need to, but for the most part, it sticks very fast. So then just trim around the flap of your envelope. something like this. And then you will have a coordinating envelope. And then I cut this off because I think I can use that part of that for another card. So then we have our envelope then that coordinates with our card that we just made. So what do you think of that? So those of you that are, oh, the live stream froze up. Oh no. I can still see it on my end. I hope the rest of you can. Dale, you'll have to catch the replay. But so what we've done tonight is we have been stamping with the Simply Leaves bundle, which is a stamp set and a punch. And if you have enjoyed this, if you could like it and share it, that would be a really, really nice of you. So this is the Golden Glow card that I did, in front of you guys, I demonstrated. Here is the Cajun Craze card that I did earlier. So you can see that goes well with that product of the month. And then here is Early Espresso. So tell me in the comments which color you like best. Do you like the Cajun Craze, the Golden Glow, or the Early Espresso? And this can be card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. I'd be really anxious to know which card you guys liked. And so I'm going to kind of close up for tonight, saying that I appreciate the time that you have spent with me tonight. And if you're so inclined, look at here, I splattered my light thing. Isn't that funny? So if you're so inclined, go ahead and try card sketch number 578. You take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock and trim it at 5.5, and then you score it at 4.25, and that's how you create this size of a card to fit into the envelope. So one of the shapes was 4 3/4 inches, and the other shape was like 4 inches, and then you need to have 2 decorative shapes, and then the sentiment is 4 inches by 3/8 inches. That's the colored cardstock. And then the actual sentiment itself is 3 3/4 inches by 3/4 inch. So I've really enjoyed showing you these cards tonight. Keep in mind that let's create together, one card at a time. Mail your projects to make a difference in someone's world. I'll go ahead and switch the camera back on me at this point. And I told you guys that I would visit good. The live streaming was working on your end, Peggy. That's good, super. Because I didn't it looked like it continued to work here. So what I wanted to close with is that I told you guys that I would share with you some of my state fair happenings. I do have my state fair shirt on. See Iowa there, Iowa State Fair. This was last year's shirt. It is a dark, it's a black shirt, but it's really soft. But isn't it cute how it's the guitar, the Ferris wheel, couple corn dogs, and then obviously the blue ribbon. They do an excellent job with their shirts that they make for the people to have a, what do you call it when you go home with what's the word I'm trying to find? You go home with a souvenir. Yeah. So I did work in the merchandise building for 4 hours of the varied industry. It was very busy. Sold lots of shirts, sold some sweatshirts, sold lots of hats. There was some stuffed butter cow animals. We sold those. They even had golf club butter cow covers, which was cute. There was cookbooks, bookmarks, little tiny little animals that the little people could hold in their hands. The other time we volunteered was selling water. We sold $3 bottles of water, and both of these things that I volunteer for are for the Blue Ribbon Foundation of the Iowa State Fair. So all of the money goes towards improvements of the fairgrounds. And those of you that have been going there as many years as I have been, they are really making some nice improvements to the cow barn, the swine barn, the horse barn, just in general. There's lots of benches to sit on. And so the fair is still going on. So if you're at all thinking about going to the Iowa State Fair, I would highly recommend it. So that's all for tonight. This is Tuesday, August 18th, 2026. I am Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa, and I would love to have you join me next week for another demonstration. I would also love to have you join my team. If you're interested in wanting to be a discount shopper, you don't have to do a business like I do, but if you want to be a discount shopper and save money on your products, then talk to me soon. Okay, so for now, let's mail these cards. I made 3 cards using the stamp set, so I will select 3 people that comment on this live tonight or the replay, or even on YouTube. I will give it, a couple of weeks, and then I'll choose the winners. So God bless for now. Have a great night, and thank you.